Well, there you have it. There you have it, man. I am literally just in awe with how this team performed today. But before we dive into this, okay, this is take two. We've been having some internet problems tonight. But I want to thank you all so much for coming on here and for joining me for talking about the Sixers, man. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload. I'm looking over here just to make sure that my internet is all right and that I'm not having any problems. And so far, it seems like it's fine. I do not want to jinx myself, but no, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell icon as well, so that way you know when I upload. We're going to go off, okay? And I don't care if we do this 5 times. I don't care if we do this 10 times, because this team needs to hear our frustration. Because what I saw today, the reason why that you lost, it's literally just plain and simple, okay? Jayson Tatum just pants the entire Sixers organization today. He pants Doc Rivers and his defense. He pants the superstars today. He pants Daryl Morey and Josh Harris. He exposed everybody out there that was a part of the Sixers organization, and the Boston Celtics, that's why they're moving on to the next round. Tatum scored half of their points. Half of their points today. And you know what the 2 superstars for the Sixers did? The stat sheet will tell you one thing. Embiid had 15 points. 15! James Harden continues to struggle shooting-wise. He was not aggressive. And we'll get to James Harden in just a quick second. But my man Joel Embiid, my MVP, I love Joel. I do. I love Joel so much. And it really hurts me to say this, but he was putrid tonight. And he has to be better. I do not like, somebody sent this to me, and I got the chance to listen to Joel's press conference, but I'm sorry. Okay, I got this text message, right? Where is it? There it is. So somebody tweeted at me and sent me, didn't tweet at me, but somebody sent me a tweet and sent me this quote from the transcript of the press conference, and I listened to it again, but when I listened to it, it still bothered me. All right, so Joel said, "Me and James, we can't win alone. That's why basketball is played 5-on-5. We need everybody to find ways to be better." Joel, yes, it's 5-on-5 basketball. Yes, everybody has to step up. But this is coming from you. You're the leader of the team. You're supposed to be the leader of the team, and you're supposed to be saying, yes, I got to be better, and I will be better. And he did say that, but when you literally put everybody else in the conversation too, that's kind of, I don't want to put it to this extreme. Actually, I'm not even going to go to that extreme. But there's just no accountability. You're basically just saying, yeah, I screwed up, but my other teammates, they screwed up too. That is a Ben Simmons mentality type of a thing, and I thought that we were over that. I really did. And that's coming from you. You are the best player on this team, and you did not ball out today. You struggled. Al Horford, literally still to this day, is your father. I thought you were better than this. And tonight you laid a big egg. No doubt about it. And it's coming from the leader, the superstar of this team, where we always say, this team goes as far as you do. Yes, you need everybody to play up to their standards, but you got to be better. You need to be aggressive. I was so frustrated after Game 6 when he said, I didn't get the ball. You got to demand it. You're the best player on the team. How are you not getting the ball? How are you not saying, give me the basketball and watch me do my thing? That is Kobe Bryant mentality. That is Michael Jordan mentality. I want the ball. I'm going to take the shots. And if I'm not making my shots, okay. But you got to take them. He was not being aggressive tonight. And at the same time, I expected him to be better. You need to set the tone. He did not do that tonight. And his partner in crime, James Harden, this is all I got to say to you. If this is what you're going to do in big situations in the playoffs, you can literally take an extension somewhere else. Because I don't want that on my team. I don't understand why people are saying that, oh, he's lost his footwork a little bit. Because to me, I think I saw something else. This was a big legacy game for James Harden, and he did not answer the bell. He was a deer in the headlights. He was afraid to attack the rim, just like somebody else that we had on this team, and he was scared. That's what I saw. And I just got a new monitor. So my monitor's not old. I saw this with my own two eyes. And Doc says after the game that he thought that James Harden actually came out there with the right mindset. What mindset are we talking about? The mindset of just passing up wide open lane shots and just finding guys on the corner to try to make up for that? No. That's not the mindset I want for my team. We needed him to be aggressive, to be assertive. Game 1, James Harden would have been awesome, but Game 6, James Harden would have been fine. And they didn't get that. And the people that still want to defend James Harden to this day and say, oh, well, he won you Game 1 and he also won you Game 4. Yeah, but what about Game 2, 3, 6, and 7? What about those games? Did he win any of those games? No. Just an embarrassment from the two superstars. It was a legacy game for the both of them. And they showed you their true colors. They had 2 days of rest. I thought that maybe that would help them. They didn't look prepared. And Embiid says, if we would have made shots, we would have been better. I said before the game started, and you can roll the tape back to my clip that I posted out yesterday. I said that if you're not making your shots, that's fine, but you need to be scrapping and clawing for the basketball, and you got to be doing those little things correctly. Getting those extra rebounds, hustling out there. I saw no hustle in that third quarter, and that pissed me off. And it starts with your two best players setting the tone, and nobody did that. Where's the accountability there? Where's the urgency of trying to help your team win the game? I don't like that. And then Joel Embiid saying, I'm trying not to overreact and trying to stay humble about this whole game itself. If you're not overreacting, my guy, you know what that tells me? That tells me that you don't care. They say that when you're feeling a type of emotion, okay, you got to feel something. I don't know how to put this. If you're not feeling, scared about taking an SAT the very next day, if you don't feel nervous, right, and you have an SAT test the next day, you know what that tells me? That tells me that that most likely you're not taking it seriously. Because if this SAT was like your third time that you're taking it, okay, and you need this to get into school, I would feel nervous because I want to succeed. I want to do the best that I can. And maybe I am overreacting, but I care. And that's why I'm overreacting. Because I want what's best for me, and I want to get into that school of my dreams. And it's the same sort of concept when it comes to Joel Embiid. When he said that I'm not overreacting from this game, I'm sorry, but when are you going to react, period? We're not going to hear from you. And it's not even just about us. It's literally just about the mindset that you have. Don't you want to get better at your craft? Don't you want to succeed? Don't you want to get out of the second round? That's been the whole narrative. Or do you just care about the MVP? Because that to me is a loser mentality. And I have to be honest with you. That's how I feel. Tobias Harris, say what you want. He didn't play really well today. Doc Rivers, I don't really give him much of a pass either because I really do feel like that the leadership starts with him and the star players, and he is a part of that leadership too. He needs to be setting the tone. And I just don't know. I question in practices with how much he really goes over certain types of plays that they should be going over. Greg Popovich was the perfect coach in that regard for the San Antonio Spurs. Eric Spoelstra, another good one that always sets the tone. You know what I'm saying? There's a culture that's involved, and I don't necessarily feel like Doc Rivers is setting up that culture the best way that he should be. But again, it's not all his fault, but he's a part of the leadership aspect of this as well. And I can't just blame the two fingers at the superstars because they deserve a lot of blame. Yes, they do, because they're the talent, and they did not execute tonight. Coaching was another bad thing in tonight's game. I thought that George Niang in the second quarter, okay, I said that if he's not making his shots, that he shouldn't be playing. But Doc only let him take one shot. That was it. And when you needed to get a bucket in the second quarter, I'm not telling you that it would have changed the narrative or the outcome of the game. I'm not telling you that. But maybe it could have sparked more of a plug. I don't know. Maybe he could have went off. This is just embarrassing. This was going to be a Super Bowl game for them, regardless, because it's not just about this season. This game was a legacy game for James Harden, Joel Embiid, and Doc Rivers, and they all blew it. Everybody that was involved stunk today. And they should feel embarrassed. And we have every right to feel angry, sad, annoyed, pissed off, and the emotions that we feel. Because this team was supposed to be a contender, and the process was supposed to be, let's do really bad for a lot of years, but then be great for many years. That was what the whole concept was supposed to be. And tonight, I think that we reached an end of an era. And now it wouldn't surprise me if people are going to, start not going to games and demand for change like what the Flyers have done. Because I don't want to keep getting stuck in the same spot over and over and over and over and over again. It's just a toxic relationship that we're having with this team. But the superstars, man, that is why you were where you were. Because your superstars carried you throughout the season to get you to the point where you were supposed to be. But then when you needed them to come out and perform, when they needed to perform, when you needed them to come out of their shell, they crumbled. And they came up small. Can't defend that. But you got to take accountability for your own actions. And the whole mindset of that Joel Embiid quote was, I sucked, but everybody else on my team was bad too. And that is not a mindset that I want to hear from my best player on my team. I was sad when I first started, the second half, and I have to be better too. That's a whole nother discussion, but I do have to be better too. This was a growing experience for me because I thought that I really, even though the second half of the game was awful to the eye, you can't let your emotions get the best of you when you're calling a game. And that's exactly why I do this, because I want to get better. And I know I'm going to get better because I'm going to keep putting in the work to make myself better and help myself get to where I want to go. And that is to the big leagues. But I don't do this without you guys. I don't do this without your support. And I just feel like that the mindset from my big man, my quote-unquote leader of my team, that message that he put out there was disgusting. And it just embarrasses me. Even Jayson Tatum today, okay, scoring almost half of their points. You know what that made me think of? Made me think about what if he was a Sixer? What if they never traded Markelle Fultz and drafted him? But no, Danny Ainge just had to make the right move, trade down, get more assets, got the player that he wanted anyways, and it all worked. Then I'm watching Al Horford make threes. I'm just like disgusted with this whole team. But I do want to hear what you guys have to say, because I'm very, very curious. I'm not feeling well, though. My stomach is not really settled right now. But this is eating me up. And I kind of wanted to let these kind of emotions fuel me, because I think that it gets the best out of me when it comes to putting on these headsets. And this is therapeutic for me, talking about my emotions. And I'd like to hear from you guys. You guys need to express your emotions too, because you're a part of this family. I put on these headsets, but I want to hear what you guys have to say, because you guys have a voice too. It's called freedom of speech. And of course, I want to hear your thoughts. Okay. So let's get to you guys. Okay. Here we go. JJ, do you think this performance was over confidence from the superstars? I thought that this performance itself, Eli, thanks for coming on here. Always, giving your thoughts and your takes and everything. I just thought that this performance by the superstars was just abysmal, and I think that they came in with a lack of urgency. There was no fight in them. And it's funny because the role players were actually doing their thing in the first half, and they put you in a position to try to just give anything that you possibly could in that third and fourth quarter. And you laid a big egg. I didn't think it was possible that you could score 10 points only in the third quarter. 10 points? 10 points. And the fourth quarter collapse in Game 6 was atrocious. I didn't think it would get worse than that. But it starts with your superstars. It starts with your best two players. They didn't set the tone. And I'm fine if they're not making their shots. I said that beforehand. If they're not making their shots, that's one thing. But go after loose balls. Okay, try to do other things to make your team better. Do something. I didn't see any effort, or a lack thereof, effort-wise. And as somebody that has invested so much time talking about this team, watching like almost every single game and doing this, when you're not doing your job, you're not doing your job. And we should have the right to criticize you. Just like you guys have the right to criticize me whenever I'm not doing my job. And I'm going to take accountability for my own actions. Because that's what I do. And I don't think I saw that tonight. Can you comment on Doc on some point? At one point, no rush. Where is it? Let me see can you comment on Doc at some point? At some point, no rush. I want to know if Doc is the guy for the Sixers or not. Okay, so, man, Doc, I can't necessarily put a lot of blame on this for this loss on him because it really goes on the players. But I do have to tell you, man, I've always questioned what goes on in practices. I don't know if he works on certain drills or not. But sometimes I see him not trying to call the right plays and try to say the right things, and he's just sitting there on the sidelines just with his hands folded like this. That to me shows, again, lack of leadership. Oh, we didn't do this in the game. Oh, we didn't do this in the game. You know, I thought that our team wasn't really good in this area. Well, how are you going to get better if your team is not listening to you? Don't you have to have a say? Aren't you, as the head coach, aren't you supposed to be the leader of the pack? If the message is not being clear, I question everything that you're doing. And it goes back to the whole Ben Simmons, not sitting in because he got out-coached. He didn't get out-coached in this series, in my opinion, but there were still some things that I questioned that led into the series and led into the playoffs that were still his fault. So he might get fired, but he's not the number one reason why they lost this series. And I've been really tough on Doc Rivers, too. I thought that the rotations in this series were fine. Again, I questioned about the whole George Niang. Why didn't they play him a little bit longer? Because he wasn't really shooting the ball. I only said, and you can go back to the tapes from yesterday, I said that if Niang's not making his shots, then you should pull him out. You have to have a leash on him, but he only took one shot. That's it. And when you need a bucket, got to do something. And I thought that the leash was just really, really short for George Niang tonight. But to answer your question, Doc, he wasn't the problem or the main problem in the series. The problem to me was just the talent. It was really just James Harden. It was some of the pieces that have been around this team. The lack of a fight at times, even though they've had some really good games where they did put in a lot of fight. And they scratched their way and they clawed. But Doc, I wouldn't be shocked if he gets let go at the end of the season. I would not be shocked. Ugh, lost. Here to show you support, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Mitch. You're the best. Thanks for the support, Mitch. Yep. What else do we have? I've been happy to see Melton do well on the court. I can't get too happy about D'Anthony Melton because at the end of the day, if your top players are not producing and you are top heavy, you're star heavy, how can I be happy with anybody else? I mean, yeah, like maybe like that's a moral victory. Like you could have said that about Shake Milton last year. In game 6. Oh, I'm happy that Shake Milton at least came to perform. Yeah, but like where did that get you? Like we lost. That's just where my mind is right now. And I'll probably have a clearer head tomorrow. I probably just have to sleep on this, but this is going to eat me up. And I think if it doesn't eat you up and if it doesn't make you feel mad or angry as a Sixers fan, I don't know what you're smoking, bro. I don't. Because this does not feel good. This was a legacy game, and it was a monumental game for the franchise moving forward. And not just moving forward, but with what they build up to this point, because this whole era was supposed to be, let's contend to win championships every year. And they just kept losing in the second round. Okay, the quadruple bounce, that happened. Okay, the Ben Simmons situation like that happened too. But just when you keep losing, every single time that the Sixers would, that the Phillies would have those September collapses, I know I keep bringing this up, but I would get so mad because I didn't care how close they were. I cared if they got out. And this team just could never get over that hump. And it's like they're stuck. You ever like play a game and you try to like move on to the next level and you just keep getting stuck on that same level like over and over again? When I used to play Cartoon Network a lot, like when I was really young, I used to like playing this game on CartoonNetwork.com. It was what was it called? It was with Billy and Mandy. It was like a Halloween game. I'd keep getting stuck on the third level every single time. And I could never get over that hump. But I always tried like new strategies, and I was just stuck, and I would just keep losing. Like that's how I feel about this team right now. It sucks. It's painful. And I don't know where we go from here. That we're probably going to be talking about in the coming weeks or so. Because where do they go from here? If James Harden wants to extend his contract somewhere else, I'm fine with just letting him go. Because I know that he's a great passer. But when I need you the most, I need you to step up. And he didn't do that. Okay, you won a couple of games. Did you win us the series? No. Daryl Morey, his job is on the line now, too. And that's, I think, where I think we should leave things right there. I don't know where they go from here. I'm curious to hear what the, end of the season pressers are going to be. But I don't know. I just find it really tragic that they lost in this fashion. And I thought that they were better than this. You come out in Game 7. Tyrese Maxey says, I wouldn't want to go to a war with anybody else but these guys. And yet, as a team, they just, got outscored by 30 points. And they had just a really bad third quarter that just decided the whole entire game. It's terrible. And it's actually very sad. So. But with that, we're going to shut things down. I do love you guys so much. If you guys want to come on here in the future, let me see really quickly if we have any callers. Nope. If you guys want to come on in the future and give your takes about the Sixers or about the Phillies or the Flyers or the Patriots, man, you can always hit up the phone lines on Discord, man. And you can always do that. This is for you guys, too. This is for you guys to voice your own opinions and also, get stuff that you want to get off your chest, okay? I have the privilege of having this headset, and I didn't use this for a really long time. And shame on me not for doing that, because this is what I missed out on. This to me is very therapeutic, and it's also really nice because I'm doing something that I love, and I get to talk about my favorite teams, and I get to do this with you guys, and we've built such an awesome family on here. Whether we're happy, whether we're sad, whether we're angry, we all get to be a part of this, and we, are a cult in a sense. We're a fraternity. We're all brothers and sisters. And I think that that's what makes this an incredible outlet and a platform. So, I love you all so much. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Wish I was in better spirits, but I also understand that this is just a painful loss. And we'll have to see where we go from here. We will be on tomorrow for the Phillies. We'll also have our Phillies series recap. We're going to be doing more Phillies games now. That's how we're going to get by with this time. But yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for coming on here. Lila Tov. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.